Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for joining us. And those that are meeting us for the first time, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can enjoy the channel Esigiona, which is PRC TV. As you know, this channel is about impactful individuals, people who make a difference in our society, in our communities, either because of things they say or do, or because of associations that they have that they use positively and otherwise to improve or otherwise the lives of our people. And one of those is a man that I so highly respect and that is here, who is here today, this afternoon. A man really to millions that does not need any introduction. But for courtesy, we'll have to introduce him. But
for a second, I thought someone was going to come in after that intro. After that intro, I'm like, I thought I was here. Ukhuluma ngobani? Bafu friend.
Right, especially mase ngibona wena.
Ngobumkhulu la ngijabula.
Ngiyabona in high spirit and good health.
Very much so.
I can see that in fact.
Kuthiwa nanoma kukhona kumnyama kunzima, but for as long as aphefumula.
Hey, they are important.
Washo Mr. Buga two shoes.
Hey, yeah.
Esami lesikhundla hayibo. Ngithola. Yeah, injalo ngomkhulu.
I know ibe kahle kakhulu mfethu ngoba mina ngeke ngibambe nalapha eBhayibhelini kuthiwa inje phila engcono kabi kunebhubhe eseselifile yabo. Noma kuthiwa umncane kanjani ngamandla nangokucabanga kodwa usaphila, you can still improve things.
Number one.
Ake singawe lana bafowami.
Yeah, ngiyeza mfethu uthi ufuna ukukhuluma nami.
Hayi ngithi uhlala ukhuluma nathi lapha emsakazweni wakho ubiza nabo bonke abantu lawa. I mean, you are known almost by every significant person in South Africa.
I'm lucky to be in that space.
Yeah, no, that's what I've seen. Yeah. And lokho wangeke nje kuvele kwenzeke. Uyabona kuzenzakelele kona. Indoda fanele khona la iphuma khona, yabo.
Yeah.
So that content ngifuna uyi-explore nayo la mfuka baba. Mapholoba ngobumkhulu. Khona mfethu le ngoma ka Beyonce. Ayinokungigeza ubebebe noma
Beyonce. Soke ngizwe.
Yeah. That's the only song I know, ka Beyonce. Hey, yathi mayishaya ngethuba yokucula.
Yeah.
Angitshela ama 2K ngoba sinawo. Ajabo waqala ngihleka canthi ngiyadlala. Bathi uBeyonce nje lo. uBeyonce lo. Kahleni bo. Hey mfethu ngayidlala le ngoma engaphuma engqondweni yami yabo. Kodwa ngizokutshela ezinye inhlawulo zayithini yabo. Uthi I wanna leave my footprints in the sand of time. No, there was someone or something that I left behind. Aqhubeke futhi athi, when I leave this world, I'll live with no regrets. Basically, leave something to remember so they won't forget. I was here. I lived. I loved. I was here. I did. I've done everything that I wanted. And it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I will leave my mark so everyone will know that I was here. I want to say I lived each day until I died. You know that I meant something in somebody's life. The heart I have because of the hearts that I've touched. But
I was here.
Now, ngokwakho, looking into your life, things that you have been through, areas where you have been, the contacts you have had with significant and not so significant people. Will you think these words will apply to you?
In more ways than
one. If so, why?
In more ways than one, Mapholoba. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi nangendlela engakhuliswa ngayo.
Yeah.
Ufundiswa ukuthi nibe close family. You know, izinto ziyenzeka along the way. But nibe close family ngaso sonke isikhathi kuba khona umuntu alpha ekhaya. In my instant was my grandmother, late grandmother, uNokuthula Angeline Ngco.
Yeah.
She was an amazing woman. Why was sasihlanganisa sonke sibe khona isikhathi emaholide. Yabona uma create that kind of environment for ingane zakho as opposed to mhlawumbe uyimanage ngemali. I prefer ukuthi ube nezingane zakho, ube nomndeni wakho, so you build not only generational wealth ngenyuku but ngaphakathi as well. Ngoba mawushiyelwa leso sibongo uyazi say kwakhona abantu ababe here before me who did very well around this sibongo. So you can't then drop the ball. You need to show that you are also here. Being in the space is silent ngikuyona, communication, media, broadcasting. I think I figured it out in the first few years. Angiyenzeli mina lento.
Yeah.
I need to change people's lives. And tema ihamba impilo yami along the way ngalidinga ngendlela desperate usizo labantu. And that's when I saw ukuthi hayibo kale lembeyo bengiyitshala ngingayilindele mithi uzoba nama fruits. Isibhera ama fruits that I had no idea it would, because I was there. I'm here. I'm grateful ukuba kulesi space for as long as I have.
Any regrets?
Not regrets as such, but I think when I'm a poloba, if I were given an opportunity to redo certain things in Billion oh yes, I'll take them. Much.
Sure.
You know.
Khona into engayibona uyipostile bafo. Ukhuluma mhlambe cishe ifana kade sisho manje.
Yeah.
Uthi there are times where you feel lonely, where you feel rejected, where you feel ukuthi nawe angathi awuyithandi because of certain things that you may have done or not done, yabo. Sengicacisa mina also tena umuntu ofanele angadweli kulokho, yabo.
Yeah.
Kodwa kunezinto ezithile efana zenze, and one of them was prayer.
Yes,
Then
sir.
khona nezinye futhi oyisho, yabo. Can you just elaborate on this? How did this become your philosophy of life? And are you still using it?
Yeah.
What sort of benefits, if any, has accrued on your part? Would you advise someone like me to follow the same?
I'll try. I'm not sure if I'll succeed in advising you, but thanks for the kind words, Mapolo. Emhlabeni, we often dwell on izinto that we really cannot control,
Yeah.
that are out of our control. For instance, happiness yomunye umuntu is not happiness kaleko ayihleli phezu kwamapholoba. However, mapholoba can create an environment where I'm able to make myself happy. So you're not responsible for my happiness. And kunjalo nakuma relationships, be it romantic, emsebenzini, you know, everywhere, friendships, you must always know which war to invest your energy kuyona. Because there's too many challenges la ngaphandle. If you're gonna try and tackle everything as Kate sort, hey, mental issues zokulimaza indlela emali, ithatha isho physical toll.
In fact, what be concerned about your mental health?
Very important. It's unfortunate ukuthi namanje sisaphila la khona abantu bayithatha very lightly indaba ye mental health. I suppose indlela esikhule ngayo sibaningi sabantu abamnyama loosely using amagama xa uyayihlanyela lo uyayimagzinela lo, you know what I mean, or umuntu menolaka ekhaya. Only now we finding out kunama conditions nama disorders actually sesuka umDK wakhe. I mean, we use these words to normalize the situation.
Sure, yeah.
Uze uthi asuyazenzisa lo bokumbona maqhamuka imoto yabaleka. Yes, this person is conscious. However, ability yakhe ayifani neyakho. I mean, you see on simple things like bona umuntu oku wheelchair. It's horrific. It's horrific how some of us treat abantu abama wheelchairs, and you forget it could be you tomorrow. I dare anyone ahlale nje 1 hour on a wheelchair trying to do everything ozoyenza uzoya toilet, udle, ugeze, in a wheelchair, just 1 hour of your time. Then you'll understand ukuthi why abantu baphila kanjani. Yeah.
Lego, those are very important words. Washington ngaze ngicabange.
Yeah.
Maybe kusafanele umntakarane i-program like challenge khona abantu sithi awuhambe uhlala kwi-wheelchair for just
It's
1
very
hour.
important, Mapolo. Uyabona nje, in our places of business, la sebenza khona, you see ukuthi there isn't any place, if any at all, as accommodator, a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be it a escalator fanele ukhuphe ngetepisi or mhlawumbe i-wheelchair ayikwazi ukungena kulowo mnyango, which is, don't consider ukuthi this could be me tomorrow. How would I want to come out of izinto ey'fana njengalezi? Take someone ohlala kwi-3rd floor eflatini, akho lift, kuyayinyukela. Suddenly
kangaka nakulezi insuku load shedding and so forth.
I'm telling you.
Angikaze ngiyicabange lento. You make now to think a lot actually.
Ngiyajabula Ncube omkhulu. Izinto esingayinaki ngempela lezi. So engizama ukusho ukuthi I realized a long time ago ukuthi i-platform engikuyona is not for me. It's for me in a sense ukuthi inginikeza i-therapy because I get to talk about things I'm uncomfortable ukuyifacea mina ngazo. You know, you ask yourself, am I a good husband? Am I a good father? Am I a good man in general? Ngiyabona amaphutha aqhamukayo left, right and center. But am I a good person? Am I a good man? And what makes you a good person, a good man? Only you can come up with some answers because you have to be honest with yourself.
Sure.
Abanye bafo, abanye bethu disease by pathological liar has taken over in such a way ukuthi umuntu believe their own lies. I'm telling you, ngakutshela mina manje la ukuthi ngizophuma la ngingene kwi-Bentley yami la ngizoshona lapha eVirginia Airport ngibambe helicopter ngoba manje ngithi shwi fast la eMamelodi ungitholele isikhathi kancane ulokhuzana uMatsep. And you look at me, this guy is crazy, but in my head this thing is actually happening.
You live that life in your head.
And it's pinball Mapolo. And I think that's how mental health we need to look at. We need to look at it in that particular way. Igmosha kanjani wena here in your mind, your soul, because you're longing for things you don't have, but even worse, you think you have them.
Sure. Huh?
Bad.
No, that's quite profound. Ngoba I always try to understand people that I live with and interact with, how they think, what influences them around. I really tend to follow them without them noticing. One of the things that I've heard you say, and also I think I saw somewhere where you wrote, you must always keep your circle smaller.
Yes, sir.
So
I write a lot now, yo.
There are more benefits. there could be more benefits. Do you want to elaborate on that? What exactly does it mean as your philosophy?
Yes.
How has it helped you? Because it must have shaped your thinking first before you did it. Or you did it, then it shaped your thinking.
Yeah.
So what has it? How has it been? What benefits really do you see out of that?
Ngiyajabula ukuthi uthi ama-benefits Mapolo, because often when such a statement is uttered, we always think on a negative side of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that. It can also mean it in a positive manner. The energy you now are starting to attract is making you feel better and happier and smiling on the inside enangaphakathi. If that environment is sikfiqile, we are very scared to make unpopular decisions because that's exactly what they are. It was nice knowing Mapoloba. We had our time. It was beautiful. But now, finding Yoshangana Nonzimande, who's saying, let's go and do X, Y, Z now, as opposed to so you know, ake senze u-XYZ hawu ngezwe ukuthi ufuna ukwenza into ukuthi ayibo ngicabanga ukuthi you are a right person when you get headhunted. It's about the life oyiditayo wena yourself, the people you attract. Ngoba take this for instance, Mapoloba, we often try and resuscitate high school or varsity friendships with people we haven't seen in a long time. We're different people altogether. Yini esokhuluma ngayo masiqala ukubonana, we'll reminisce about the days gone by. That must finish and go, and sibone ukuthi senzani la, how can we go forward? Ngani masihlangane njalo sithi kodwa Mapoloba awuswenke esikoleni namanje usaswenka njalo masihlangane awunayo ilokhuzana incwasimende yabo. There's nothing to talk about. Umuntu agcina ethi hayi umngani wami lona esigele ubuka manje usengcono ngoba naku use X and X. So automatically uNkulunkulu uyakusiza to repel izinto without even you saying anything. People will always say useshintshile uleko. Often it's the people around you who change and then become to shintshile ngoba umuntu ubekade ngazi ngoNkululeko uNkure wasesobantu suddenly sengibiza ngoleko sekushintshile. So you've changed in how you look at me. I'm still the same guy. I just want to make sure that we progress in life. Gcina lapho inkulumo ke and
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And following up on that, what I've seen and experienced about you is that you have these people that you interact with, and I've seen it doing it several times.
Yeah.
Or you invite them to come over at your not your house, your home.
Yes, sir.
Where you really go all out and entertain them. I've noticed that people that actually like to entertain people does not necessarily mean that they have a lot, but it's because of the heart that is much bigger.
Sure.
What was the influence in you, if any, from any source, or I told her to have this kind of a relationship with individuals in these groups, because it becomes very personal. Right?
Yeah.
And secondly, when you do it, is it because it is ingrained in you? Or it's because you are a person that wants to go and build bridges elsewhere? What is the purpose really behind it?
Ekhuleni la ngikhule khona, I think ngeke ngasho ukuthi eqaleni, you know, the importance of the alpha in a household ezoba i-glue magnet for everyone in celebrating the special moments, because ayahlala Mapoloba ama special moments, you know, longer than imali siphelile. Ngeke ngachaza la ukuthi ngikhulele Sobantu, ngazalelwa kaDukuza kodwa ngikhulele Sobantu. I grew up with a father who wonke amaphutha akhe ayenawo. Sundays were very special to him, you know. Excuse me. Kuba uyena say same mini market ngene emotweni othenga iphepha, singene mini market eMaritzburg lapha etown. Thenga utamatisi, yabona uzokwenza yonke inhlobo ye roast ongayicabanga. Khona nenyama seyithengela amashenk, then he will cook, his friends will pull over. Cars asemini ngo-2 beautiful cars, you know, successful individuals abasebenza professionally.
By invite,
And he would be the man with stove, you know. So I liked in the efana njengalezo, sithathe sisa go meet madam or with friends. So that has been something a culture ngathi yabo ngiyayithanda lento ngoba ingane zethu fanele zazane, zazi futhi ukuthi in a space where it looks like ama role models ayashoda, but there is into fanele bayibuke and say, wow, I want to follow this one because on the right path. Because as South Africans, we need to get in the space where we need to start making right decisions and doing the right things and the correct things. So why create a little environment? And then ngase ngikhulile nami I entertained to the annoyance of omakhelwane abaningi because kangihlala kuma complex yana ngangihlupa ngomsindo sangofo ama neighbors azaqhamuke angijoin
vele phela kanjalo.
yes ukhona nje omunye umfowethu ku space semida naye umu I think uka Ngcolosi wayomakhelana bayo awayivelelwa hawo bangakwazi ukungena na kwakhe shame but you're not trying to ukuhlukumeza abantu with that one, but there's a place Mapoloba wanna go into very quickly le ukuthi within loso space engakusona so entertainer I ended up not knowing who I am because I'm always surrounded with people. So ngisho noma safane ngilale and face my thoughts angifuni, people must not go. So you can tell ukuthi leyo nto has to do with a void somewhere with childhood yami. So in growing into that, I wanted ngasonke isikhathi to be around people and didn't see when not to cross the line.
Yeah.
Where I decided, which I know now is the funny sense is when my wife made a decent man out of me. Saqala ke sathi izinto asisicontrol, it's about the people that are there for you. Umuntu uzofika emngcwabeni wakini, umuntu uzokukhumbula ngebirthday, just the important things that we are often missing, so you see ukuthi then it's important ngibize uJabu ngizohlala naye because in her space ufuna ukufunda incwadi, but she can read a book la kwiphetho yami while we're listening to just music nyana. We don't have to talk, but we space esifanayo. Where you create an environment where you communicate nge-energy ngaphezu kwamagama.
But noma ngakafuni ukungena kumama wasekhaya.
Yes.
Into engayinotice ukuthi when you do this entertaining, well, that's what I've observed.
Yeah.
You do mainly the cooking, right?
Yes. Yes.
But then also she goes all out and supports you, eh?
She's an amazing cook.
She's in my
she's an amazing cook. Spoiler nje ngoba mangithola ukudla engakuboni kahle ngiyasho nanokusho, she's an amazing person, umuntu okwazi welcome njengami. So ngizothi from that point of view, loving people and caring for people as we are trying ukuthi nathi improve as human beings emhlabeni because kuningi, but uyisekelo sami where she supports. She's my number one fan, that one.
Yeah. Ngisazoza kodwa
yeah, sure.
Kodwa bengisamangaza ukuthi because there are not so many supportive partners when you engage on something efana nale, so you are lucky. But then also you made a point about you had the void.
Yes.
And you didn't have time to address it.
Yes.
But it may also be possible, I'm throwing this to you.
Yes.
It may be possible that the very same individuals that you were or are inviting have their own types of voids.
Sure.
So that if you never invited them, because that's how we feel, I mean, we've already discussed this.
Yes.
When things are going down for you, even when ngizo driver past la kufrowing ngakubona uzothi ubheke ubafa ngoba ngale nto le usengizitsha nje nawe yena manje yabo kanti angizange ngikubone yabo. So we attract that kind of a situation. Have you probably been in a position where some of them, one of a friend will then come to you and say, hey bafo ungisizile mfethu wangi-invite la, hey phela ngibheke nalama issues akanje noma ngawasho kodwa ubone ukuthi lo muntu usenkingeni yabo. So I want to see that as a role, if it has ever happened, that maybe you were also destined to play in because of what you learned from your father.
It's the most beautiful feeling. We decide when from any kind of situation that's thrown your way, when uzothatha ku positive more than ku negative. I'm not saying to negative unaki udile nako khona kuzodlula. But when you take the positives, when someone says, I needed that yesterday.
Sure.
Thank you. I got home safely. I appreciate the time. You have no idea what it means. I don't even want to know what it means. The fact that we are usho leon to muntu again goes back to me now wanting to reach people in a positive manner, because I believe what you throw out there is also going to come back.
Yeah, you see that is my point exactly, because noma usuwedwa ungayibuza ukuthi but why ngaba nale burden,
Yeah.
yabo, kanti that is your role, yabo.
Yazi usakhuluma nge-burden or thinking it in that manner. I've never spoken about this in a public space, so obviously ngizokhuluma now Mapolo. You know, all I've ever wanted to do was radio. You know, when someone says all I've ever wanted to do was to be a singer, like seriously. For me, it was radio or radio. Uyabona? Angazi noma uyazalwa yini nayo lento ububizo lo ngaphakathi, but anyway, as ngifuna ukuba kwi-radio, I did everything in my power ukuthi ngibe khona for purposes of ukushintsha ama-spaces abantu. So lesi space lesi came because I'm a dreamer. So if you're not dreaming to get to izinto zakho, a person without a dream izokulimaza leon. So I think that was my therapy. Every time when I'm on radio, I'm my therapy. Every time I'm with my people that means something to me. I-therapy yami, because uthola ukuthi ngesikhathi nawe uxoxa indaba zakho ezibhlungu.
Yeah.
I hope I pronounced this correctly. Yes, German. It's called Vleidenvosch. Vleidenvosch. Hey, whatever. Bang shy. So ngatu mona of some sort. Trevor Noah explains this properly. This voice. We've done it. So imagine Maui traffic, or rather, you are going two ways of freeway. Pambana neimoto zijeme with traffic. Ngaphakathi like buka nje. Bastake with traffic as if when you make the decisions better. So that makes you feel better about other people's misery. That's the direct explanation. It's not meant to harm, but somehow masuzwa inkinga zomunye umuntu like yazi anginalutho. Then you get to appreciate what
yes,
you have.
Yeah. No, ngiyakuzwa impela baba.
Yeah. Usakhuluma lento emizini ngiyaxolisa ukushona le nale.
No.
Kwi-radio, I've had the privilege ukuthi ngibe in the forefront and ngibe ngemuva. So when I talk about le ukuba ngemuva, you know, because it did take a bit of a challenge nyana where I needed to move from a space of creative into spaces more corporate. Excuse me, but I found out ukuthi, as I'm trying to build personalities, now I'm trying to build my own.
Yeah.
So kuzoba ne conflicts of interest la, while I'm trying to create a space for on-air personalities, because I was the on-air talent specialist for Ikakas FM, reporting to a programs manager. Everyone is getting their chance to be where mina ngiyibeke khona. You know, when you start comparing yourself until I realized when I'm counting my blessings and my successes ngendlela wrong. That's when I realized when I was given a chance to contribute kwikakas as on-air talent specialist, people abafana njengo Nomalanga the Flame, abafana njengo Zola Z-Loving, abantu abafana ingazami ngayikhohle madoda Ondomfundo Clarissa or Colin Zondo, even the likes of Felix, Sonic, you know. A lot of who you see right now on air, you know, are people engaba ne privilege ukuthi create a space for them to shine. So ngase ngibuthi mhlambi sona sabelo sami les to build people. Ake ngisamukele njengesibusiso ngaloku ngithi I wish ngabe ngayenza kanjena nami. I wish ngabe radio ngayenza ngalesikhathi where everything is popping with social media. Then you have to accept. I had to accept and face myself with Lekomotion sikhona isikhathi ukuthi abanye abantu bavele, but most importantly you played a major role in creating a space for them to shine. And I'm happy to say they are shining. All those children, I'm so happy now.
In fact, ngangabona amanye ama-post wapostile, it was newspaper articles, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, Solezo nelanga. And one of them, I think it was a Solezo.
Ungamkhohlwa noHope Mpele, sorry, uzoxabana nomngane yami.
I mean, Solezo, but Lekomotion angangena anytime, but he will make the radio.
Sure.
And then ilanga, I think, lalikhuluma ngendaba ama-numbers ukuthi ama-numbers ahambe kanje. Well, lanyukile from 7.3 I think to 7.5.
Yes.
Now your radio station, which was the same radio station where you are in now, Vuma FM, had experienced some numbers. But then they were saying certain things which, no matter at title corner which ukhozi ifana no put, right?
Yes.
Which no mungenzani. But ama numbers akho because of certain things azonyuka. So nina nanyukile. What do you think was the secret of you guys from nowhere? You were relatively new, still new actually, but then you were able to grow such numbers.
Sagwikakas when you started it.
Yes, yeah.
It was the culture.
In other words, I'm looking for your role, your contribution there, because all of these names, which I'm still going to go back to, are not small names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wamenshine wonke ngiyawazonke because of the radio, yebo.
Yeah.
Ne-role abayidlalayo laphana. So ngiyamangala namhlanje which I was not aware ukuthi babuye esandleni sakho, yebo. Indirectly, therefore, we have contributed to all of these radio stations to do much better than they were yesterday or years before. So what do you think has been your influence there, and what empowers you to be in that space of making that positive impact and contributions, not only in these lives of these individuals, but in the whole station as well, of stations?
I think it's fear of mediocrity. When we sing and repeat amaculo ka Beyonce and say I was here, you want to back them up with some kind of action, or in your passing, the people abazo wa back up. I suppose this is why people have statues in their names. And surprisingly, if I may slightly digress, I'm very unhappy with the arts space in this country. Moving from music to actors, Ebola, all those things. I mean, we've got places who are perfectly placed to celebrate the heroes that came before us in the entertainment industry. For instance, Motatali Playhouse, to have a star, like a Hollywood star, have a star on the pavement around Playhouse, that entire place, so that we know the history of the people that made the Playhouse. Mos Mabhida is the biggest stadium we have, most beautiful. How about putting the names of the stars that have contributed in South African soccer in there? Similarly, when it comes to Neema Mgaqo, I'm not sure if there is a Kansas City road or Chula Somkonto or Podloza, but those particular things, those particular monuments, I was very excited to see, which is in the financial. I'm not losing my mind by thinking of them when Durban Girls High, I think, honored the late Anele Dembe, you know. I'm sure there was a proud moment for Dembe. So if we are able to strategically put this in the financial, and I think it will go a long way for us as the human beings to realize, Ugutaibu, by the way, umapholo kwabalana nje kwabalana leyo nto izotransfer sayakhuluma ngegeneration la mapholo izotransfer kuzizukulwane sakho, where a simple thing like uqhuliswa kuline to hayibo umzukulu amapholoba loyo to baba wakho umkhulu wakho wayinkunzi malanga woza, it gives you favor, it gives you a lot of leverage with people when you invest your human currency. I think I'm babbling.
No.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Getting personal.
So what difficulties in that journey did you encounter, either within institutions,
Yeah.
or individuals? Are there any?
Difficulties mostly will come from self. Most difficulties came from self, where I had this thing called imposter syndrome, where you find yourself in a certain level or tier of people, not realizing kanti it's through umsebenzi wakho, where you like, I don't belong to ngihleli noMapoloba la. I don't belong to ngabe ngihleli no President Ramaphosa or Zuma. Hayibo, is it me? Uyincinzi. I remember when I used to own a club, co-own a club, to Havana, change it to a black club.
On a club.
3 of them.
Ngiyaqala ukuzwa there.
Yeah, ngaqala ngathi iScholars with my friend of mine, siganelo endawonye, uCharles Joshi, with the Scholars Cafe. Then from a Scholars Cafe ngaye Clemonti, took over a Scotties, and then I graduated to CBD. Ooh, did I learn the lessons there or what? Yeah.
Inakusebenzeka CPT?
No, not in the current state. Okuyiyona. I mean, let's face it, amadolobha ethangcolile mate.
Yeah, sure.
And in as much as singathi, eyu masipala, nathi bantu as human beings, awungalahli ikhasi la banana. There's a reason why there's beans here. You know, it's like we refuse to do the right thing.
Bengithatha ngi-undermine yabo.
Akushaya phansi.
Ngishaya phansi. Kwafana.
Sorry to Angqondile ukuhleka. But that could have hurt you.
Oh yeah, it did actually. For about 2 weeks I couldn't use my fingers.
Imagine a 70-year-old person like yourself.
Can you imagine?
So it's just those little things where I'm reminded, which president said, was it Kennedy? It's not what your country can do for you.
Yes, it's one of the American presidents. But I doubt if it's Kennedy.
Yeah. This applies to everyone.
Yeah.
It's ngithathe example nje ngoba mkhulu njoba kade ungalandiwe udoti sithuthele esiganuni wapho la we paying ama rates. But I saw things people left the filth outside their houses, outside their houses, nomunye. So I second about asikuhlangane sikubeke la and sikshise or find out singakushisela kuphi. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think that we need to do quite a lot. Umuntu vele uya driver lana uthi uyabuka hawu qhasha iphepha the chicken somewhere. Oh, so kasha nelekuza ne soda drink isiyaphuma ngalana ka left. Uthi hayibo. Kwenzakalani? So it starts with self. Ngasonke isikhathi when uhlangana nama challenges as well, start with self and say, how can I contribute in making this thing better? Or unombani angakwazi uphikisa gxeke. What's your solution?
Sure.
And we don't mean that in a sarcastic manner. Kulungile, what is your solution? If yours is not the valuable one.
Sure. Singakamuvi kakhulu off the radio.
Yes.
Let me ask probably this last question, Google Field. What is the future of the radio given the dynamics that are happening in and outside around the radio? So sengikhuluma nomphakathi broadly ama-developments akhona.
I was once asked when you interview a long time ago, for the like of me, I can't remember which one. Uguti, what's the next invention? And I said, ngafuna ukubona PVR radio, because it was PVR TVs and all that stuff. Listen at your own leisure, pause, and all that stuff. And AI, artificial intelligence, has shown us now how fast these things are moving. Every radio station should stop thinking of themselves as just radio. Be a media house, because podcasts are taking over. People are listening to them at their own leisure. People have an option of skipama ads in as much as ama-ads lawa iwona akwenzela i-revenue as a station, you'll find creative ways of coming up with these things to make sure the revenue comes in. So we need to really embrace the media space. Singabi radio pen. Number two, I would really love for njoba sikhala ngogesi in South Africa ukuthi why can't we get people that are engineers who understand ugesi, who understand the mathematics behind, the politics behind, to do these things. Similarly, ungathanda ukuthi kwi-soccer ucoach umuntu one-experience. The same with radio. I would say the introduction of corporate thinking within the radio space came in, which was guaranteed with Fanny Corner, but it just killed the creativity completely. So it took away from the personality, what made radio theater of the mind. So you always many radio stations will almost sound robotic, you know, and it's about what's popping right now, which is imali, mali, 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 where the danger lies now, where even when, as a personality, uzogcina utreatwa as just one of the, ngathi we mic, you're part of the mic, presenter 1, presenter 13, depending on which we implement roster, we understand. So that is missing. Why is it important to be Mapoloba? It's for the culture. People need to identify with the culture. So when the example with Metro FM, what makes you black? That campaign. Everybody wanted to be black. Whether you were white, Indian, everyone wanted to be black. You understand? They had people living with albinism to show as a parody. What makes you black? Is it this color of your skin? You know what I mean? We loved all those things. The music was, around that particular advert was touching here because it was kwaito music. Tula, zumbu, zumbu, zumbu. Yabo, umapaputs, ubabana unizinja la. You know, so it's raw stuff. Ndota, you can say that thing forever because it's us. So once you start,
I was just saying that.
yes.
The reason why ngikhumbula that
Yes.
athina sasibumzabalazo manje kakhulu entertainment lezo ingoma zangiphutha sengizama ukuzazi manje the reason why ngiyazi ukuthi my elder brother passed on and then ekhaya kwasekuthiwa kuze ingane ezincane ezocula yabo obvious amacule esonto.
Okay.
Then my son, who was the only one then, my only son that I have, the eldest. So yena mase qala ingoma kuthiwa kacule yedwa ngoba akakwazi ukucula nalabanye.
Yeah.
Wavele waqala nale ngoma, iyona ngoma ethi gibela phe kwendlu
Ubatshela. Inkunzi malanga. Inkunzi malanga.
ngathi sadala ithenza kuba bohlukile.
You know, it definitely. You see, as we talk, Linda, they are typical African stories, and they need to be told by storytellers. Storytellers being people who are in the camera, like yourself,
Sure.
behind the mic. Give them the freedom. Be a disciplined environment for a presenter or a talent, or would be less disciplined and concentrate on what he needs to create. You know.
Sure.
If Mapoloba utsabatea kuluma leo maika ikulumi, it's not your fault, but people will see you, you know. Then so fun will say, hey, in Mike sorry. If this thing is live, because we are live on radio. So mistakes happen now, everything yenzegala. So you'll have to forgive yourself immediately, udlul. Now, if you have someone within that space who's just going to come and say, why did you say This thing is live. Do you know what I'm saying? Do not expect me to be a robot. I'll make the mistakes. It's how I'm going to get out of them to make sure that I improve on that. And I'm a firm believer that then you try and better yourself.
Sure.
Because again, we're not in control of some things.
Mhlambe that we must move off from the radio. Ungangibalela nje ama radio stations ususebenzele kuwena and also in the years. How many years have you been and still you are on radio today?
Yo. I think I stopped counting at 26 or something. if I'm not mistaken, Mapoloba, this would be my 30th season
Is it?
in radio. Having started with P4 radio, East Coast Radio, ngaze Kakasi, went to Metro FM, now with Vuma.
Sure.
So I split her evenly le miaka kula ma radio station. It's agukho less than 3 years. You know. So that's the experience I have, having met a lot of interesting characters.
Yeah, you have, because I noticed, for instance, ukuthi you met abantu. I saw you. I've never seen you ufaka ibhantshi yabo. Oro nesithombe sodwa ufaka ithai.
Uyazi uyaphuthelwa, yazi ukuthi ngiyithombe eningi kanjani qukutha.
Akaze ngiwaye phetha. So sengibona kunoThabo Mbeki and noBaba uShabalala.
Oh yes, sir.
Were you a program director there?
I was the programs director. Kwakhona isummit eyenzeka le San Lamia.
Oh yes.
When sayithenia ka President Mbeki. It was a golf day. Eyenzeka lapha. I was very fortunate to be there. MC con. Now the funny thing on that one there, I started researching my jokes at Galuf. So I started Wangena president, actually is a standing ovation. Hi, Lusha Wizand. Hi, Lusha Wizand. Zaza tool. Instead of going to I hlala phansi bafowethu. Wabuza in president wathi, can we sit down now? But I quickly recovered with the joke Galuf, which went very well. So that was one of my memorable events, and being around the greatness of Bob Joseph Shabalala at its humbleness. Poloba.
Yeah.
Being around greatness and uzuyibona ngathi engasangihloniphi enough because of the humbleness of the man.
I know.
Take off my hat, you know.
I know.
So I'm privileged ukuhlala nabantu abakukhumbuzayo ukuthi whatever space okusona, you didn't put yourself there. Respect it.
Yeah, that including ngiyamuva kulento. Ngaze uhlangana namba abanye ababala because of radio.
Yes.
Wabuhlangana nomfana kaBaba.
Awu, umkhulu.
Nomshadala uJacinta. Nomfundo Mkhize.
So when I joined my FM ngaqala afternoon show noMfundo Mkhize, washeshe wangishiya noMfundo yazi akusamnandi sihla le kamnandi, you know, but people bayahamba bezibona ama opportunities somewhere. And then I was privileged ukuthi ngisebenze not Jacinta ngobesa. I mean, you know, a wonderful Mshana wami. The kind person that she is. I think most people maybe mbona kuma social media, they formulate something a negative guy, you know. And
I've noticed,
one of the most genuine people I know, which is why engakwazi ukuthula uma into wrong, you know, because she also understands the platform akuyon ukuthi it's about changing people's lives, you know. Mike yena akangiconvince kahle hle ukuthi ngiqale gymini, so usafailisha kancane lapho, but what an awesome individual. Kuba khona since where. So what people don't know, maybe I shouldn't even share this secret, but I will leave it up to you. Mike on air, people that is Mike. And umasim Jova, ngicela ukuthi uyayideserve ngoba akadeleli man.
Yawe big Mike.
Akadeleli umngani wami. So it's all love within the family. Some people might even think, I know. Because we are an open team, about everything and anything. One thing in show me in every team everyone's opinion is welcome. However, if you give me something shading,
yeah, ngoba enye into eyenza le show enilandeleke iyona le ndaba ye good camaraderie.
Yes.
Nina nje zohole yabo. It works actually very, very well. I've noticed also even when Jacinta and others before. So you have these people culture of accommodation and so on and so forth. I think that's a very good skill. Now, unfortunately, I have to move off the radio.
I know. if uni podcast seceleni.
You have a very beautiful wife, huh?
Yes, sir.
Who I've met several times, and I said, a very supportive lady. I understand, Gucci, this would be your 12th anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lifetime, actually. Nahlangana kuphi kanjani?
Bese
And
insize
I
yami.
also saw ubhalile lapha na wabhala ilanga uthi if my heart were to be a person,
Yes.
also fake isithombe sakhe.
Angazi utha unazo isikhathi manje singikhulumisa ngensize yami.
That's why ngithanda ngicine ngayo.
So funny how we met through a friend of mine who owathi
Wahleka bafu.
bafethu asambeni siye enceni kwakusabizwa kuthiwa isenceni Village Green.
Oh yeah.
Siyohlala khona. This is now midnight. We asambeni khona sisomthatha emsebenzini nabangani bakhe, and then samsohlala enceni sibray. You know that culture nje.
Yeah.
I must figure laphana, then I see this lady behind the bar. I'm like, yo, muntu wami ke lo. Little did I know ukuthi
Uhamba wedwa leso sikhathi.
sihamba naye ubafu wami lo and two of my guys. So there's four of us.
Uhamba nomuntu wesifazane.
No, it's just four of us. Then lost lethile la. Wena onemoto. Thina sihlezi sihamba kuyena.
Yeah.
Uyena othi asobona intombi yakhe la. Mangifike mina ngibona intombi kanti iyona la silethe kuyona. Abangani bakhe abakafiki. Then sangena so awungitshele nje ku City Golf sangena sawa about 8. Hey, sasizenza imkhuba madoda. Sama saye beach ukuthi yaphambanani nike yonke into. I ended up with my wife because
Same evening.
the chemistry was just too strong. We just spoke like adults. Engathi nemishmesh la. Shona ngapha wena shona ngapha. Hawu qinini na? Hayi sangabanikeza a chance.
Wanganishiya lapho ngegolf.
Luckily, no. It's about auditing your circles as well. Noma kuthiwa siyaxabana ndoda ungangishiyi freeway. Ngoba kubalekile lokho bokuxabana nomuntu. It depends ukuthi ngixabana ngani.
Yeah.
And does it deserve the gravity of the wrath that you are bringing?
Hey,
you understand? So
This is a story and a half, eh?
that was 24 years ago.
24 years ago.
That was 24 years ago. But we've been married for 12 years. We have.
Hey, that's a lifetime, eh?
Yes, sir. And a very strong person. Ngoba phela manje, I think afanele sesikhulume ngale nto yethu samadoda amaZulu. And lelo gama on its own where inkani more than any other thing.
Yeah.
Oyihambisa phambili because it took me isikhathi eside ukuthi ngimshade. The reasons angeke ngichazele because I identified down now uma wengane zami and bese nengane zami ezu2 already. So what am I waiting for?
Onshade senabantwana bayithu.
Yes. You know, owesithathu simthole ngaphakathi. Nginendodana mina eno 30 but besingekho ndaweni nonini ithe mayikhula ikhulele kuyena ufuneka khulele kuyena ufuneka so bembiza ngomana.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so ayishandise yami le.
Yeah. And she gave you 3 beautiful kids, right?
Oh, beautiful, smart, ngane hloniphayo. You know, just ngobuka ukuthi baqaqene kanjani. Kusho ukuthi kunenkinga nami newinter. Kusho angiyithandi winter masibheka kahle. From my eldest son was along on November. Uyenza lama calculations up. Kuze last born uzalwa ngo February 22. Ebese kube intombazane yokuqala uMafungazi yena ubo 15 March.
Kusho ukuthi ubhizimakshis.
Umhla ka 6 April. Kuzalwa indodakazi yami esibili. Uzuzoyikalela ke wena ke. Lo waphuma ngeCovid hayi uCovid wangangena. Hawo wena ungenzi
COVID mfana.
Hawo ungenzi njani. The miracle thing about Lo muntu wokugcina Africa kazwe lethu. So Africa is my great grandfather's name.
Yeah.
My second name is Zweletu. So Africa kazweletu. The reason why ngibizela magama is to celebrate abantu basekhaya and also how curious the timing yakhe was. Post kidney transplant ngangithi hayi ngisazokuba naye ingane. And my wife and I went through some serious physically health matters.
Yeah,
She had a ectopic pregnancy, and I think abantu besimame would tell you how difficult and painful that is. If ungayazi umuntu wesilisa, you really need to read up on this. Awubuze unkosikazi wakhe uthi yini le, because abantu besimame are going through a lot mapholop. And the sooner we realize that, the more sizokwehlisa lento ngithi ubuzulu inthina kanti inkani.
Cha nami angazi ngesibhedlela makuzalwa ingane yabo. Kodwa ngeke ngabona amanye ama-video la ngaphandle. Ashem kunzima. Kodwa ngoba ngigwala still ngisakama ngaphandle.
Hayi ima ngaphandle pholo. Especially makuyi natural birth mina angithi ima ngaphandle. Kodwa ke umama ku important because it's that it's that conversation you have, okay? You know. Often ngizolibuyela kulento ukuthi often uthi mina bengindoda yomzulu. Angikwenzi ukuthi nokuthi. And then we run away from the point ukuthi how about you and your white wife, your Xhosa wife, your Sotho wife decide ukuthi umuzi wenu uzoma kanjani based on these values that you have. You know, uma ukuthi mapholoba uwena oqinile kitchen unkosikazi wakho akekho kitchen uqinile kakhulu izinto that we typically call as abantu besilisa. Do that because it works for you. Ungathi hayi role yakho le kodwa you do it better. It's your home. You create what you want for your kids nesizukulwane sakho, and you'll have a happier space.
Yeah, no uqinisile lapho ngoba that's why siphela siba namadoda for whatever reason who are unemployed.
Yes sir.
The wife works. Kodwa mase buye ekhaya ukudla ukusefana futhi aqale phansi apheke yabo. You know, simply because kuthiwa unkosikazi or umfazi yabo.
Enye into ke futhi there are women othi no, I don't mind. I want to do it. You know, uyakwazi ukuthi ukwenzelani lokho. So sengisho ukuthi in the modern space esiphila kusona futhi ungabe usufuna ukumphuca ezinye izinto. Uthi hayi ngizopheka zonke izinsuku. Uyafuna ukukuphekela.
Sure.
Uthi ayiphekela uanti uzokuphekela uanti athi hayibu. Ogcina ngizothi uanti akageza.
Kodwa phela namuhle umnene body massage ke before alala yabona lonto.
Why before alala? Emini
cha phela usekade buye emseni nosiyapheka.
Ungivashele ngelunch.
Siyageza.
Ungivashele ngelunch.
Uyomenza office.
Yeah, lapha kwi parking, umshaye massage. Fast. Walili ukuthi ama lighters wemnyama. I think that's what kills romance in most relationships as jolly. And this is why there will always be ningangibulali for that, but it's the truth. There will always be space for side chicks for a simple reason ukuthi they do things that sibona ngathi yimanga thina. You need to start doing those things with your better half.
Sure.
We need to keep the romance alive. With no excuse in chauvinism yabantu besilisa, because once it's done in a chauvinistic way it's wrong. But I believe ukuthi every single day as abantu besilisa who belong in the animal kingdom silwa ne temptation every day, and you can do it simply by ukubuyela into uyisho ukuba nala ukubambelele khona uthi mina ngizokusuka kulento ngikuyona. You know what I mean? Manje mawuhamba nje ugcwala yonke le ndawo uzoletha not only izifo ekhaya, uzoletha nemoya ongayidingi. Xa kwenze nje saxabananga nonkosikazi, it's because of the things that you guys don't do.
Sure.
Ngaphakathi kwe relationship. And laba abahlala nezingane ezincane ama infants, do not sleep with your children in the same room. That kills inkonzo sekameleni kakhulu.
It does.
Kakhulu. Okay, singiyandlebeleka but
no,
that's it. Yeah.
Ngeke ngibone ama movie in there whatever.
Mina ngayibona in real life.
Ngayibona. Lego usakhuluma ngabantwana. You posted your son.
Yes.
Kuyi birthday yakhe
yes.
At some point. And then you said some very profound words, which included how I wish I was the father that you deserve.
Sure.
And then also you thanked her mother for being there.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether in your absence or what message were you sending, and what would you tell omunye umuntu who may have a similar situation, whatever it was,
Sure.
with yours?
It's important that we heal. Saban besilisa. Heal from the hurt that we experience sabancane, either from your parents, your immediate siblings, your friends, or izimo nje. Especially when there are certain things that we normalize. I'm talking about the killing, qhuma kwesibhamu, sekujwayelekile. So it's just normal.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So inyusa i-threshold yethu leyo, i-tolerance yethu sigcina sifuna uyisebenzisa everywhere nalangafanele uyisebenzise khona. This is why ibona immoral degeneration iza ngale speed eza ngayo, you know, because ngazi conscience ayisekho. So straight up, ngingabala ama instances ngisho I was not consistently there for my son. Ngizongangena ama details amaningi ngoba involve abanye abantu. I'll just speak for myself, because I was so embroiled with what I later discovered ukuthi it's past trauma. You know, as I'm trying to grow, I have to assist someone else grow. In trying to forge a relationship with people or individuals, I then failed ukwenza a relationship a conducive with umawakhe for us ukuthi sikhona sindawonye or asikho ake si co-parent. So ugcina as umuntu wesilisa, from my perspective, ugcina uthi yabona mawusayikhulisa nje lengane if ukuthi inxa yakho le ake niboneke nobabeni nensishana angikho ke mina until leyo ngane yakho izilalela umthetho wami sengeza ke la. So you immediately udweba uline onganegotiateki, awuhlukile nomuntu oselahla ingane yakho.
Sure.
Because you are not there. Awazi ukuthi idleni, awazi noma igule kanjani namhlanje and all those things. So I wish I could have been there to teach him the important things, because sihlukane kakhulukazi ese boarding school mfana wami la ko standard 6 grade baloba.
We're 14 years.
Standard 6 lo.
Ubuza umuntu wrong kanje.
Grade balo.
Grade balo.
Grade 6.
Oh, grade 6.
Standard 6, grade 8.
Grade 8.
Grade 8, yeah.
Baz na big.
So about independent and a lot of independence yakhe uyithole kuma wakhe. So this is why uma wakhe ngohlezi ngimbeka le you know, I just want a chance to be a better man.
Sure.
Because osekudlulile again is sekudlulile, I can't change it. But right now it's important that I start showing ama signs with aibu. And it's amazing how life hits you. It's like a phase where you just don't care, and then get to a phase where like kwenzakalani, and then get to a space like aibu. Ake ngiqoqa umuzwa wami, ake ngilungise into zami. Then you start taking stock of aibu. What have I achieved? What ngizoyishiyelana ingane zami? And you start taking stock. Once you start to stock of those things, I think panic sets in. Which is why, story for another day, abantu abaningi bafuna ama get rich quick schemes bayathwala or bafuna ukudayisa izinto kuthiwa uzothola ama million. There is no million ozoyithola ngokuthi phamisa umunwe kanje kuphela. No ways. You need to put in the work just as much. You need to put it in your relationships with your children, your wife, your co-workers, everyone. Put in the work, and akukho lula. Don't expect kube lula. Kamnandi ke futhi uke waphatha amabhishi wanikeza ma status andiza kanje ama flag. You know more than anyone ukuthi you try and swim against igagasi when a wave is coming at you like this, it's going to hit you silly.
Oh yeah.
Swim with it.
Sure.
Because this is about smooth sailing. These things may sound like cliche, but yes,
sure.
They work wonders in billions.
Yeah, so moving towards the end of our talk, which is quite interesting. I'm enjoying this. And then at some point, you lost your mother, and it appeared to me that you guys were very, very tight. Huh? Very, very tight. I saw even the picture where he's carrying you. I assume usasemncane ngoba that.
Angicute wangibona.
Usase-cute, man. Usase-cute. Goodbye, advise ukuthi ushaya ikhanda lifake naleli.
Ngishayela for wena. Kwavela line.
No, that's why ufake ikepisi, eh?
Phela ngithi ukhona ugesi anidingi solar panel namhlanje so. Ngizoniphathela.
Bafu ngaphinde ufake ikepisi. Yazi ubonakala mnandi kanjani.
Ngimuhle umthetho wami.
Yeah, no, yeah, very cute, baba. So I noticed with no beni close kakhulu lo mama.
Yes.
Uthe noma esegula ngiyakhumbula nimusa in a home.
Yes.
That's why she passed on.
Yes. Yeah.
Kora futhi uyavela esasemncane. She was a very beautiful woman actually.
Yes.
And ebeyisifundiswa futhi.
Kakhulu.
Yeah. Ungasitshela that what memories do you have of her? And what do you think will always keep in your heart forever?
Yeah. So there's a moment ekuguleni kwakhe esazohlala nathi kodwa esakwazi ukuyihambela.
Sure.
I think I posted it on Instagram. But abazi bavele bawucisha umculo kuthiwa you're not allowed to use music. So we're dancing to Frank Sinatra.
It's
for the way you look at me. You know, she loved the kind of music, the crooners, you know.
Yeah, no, you call it jive,
yeah. So that was my mother every time, every day. You know, the type of person Maingena, she lights up the space.
Yeah.
You know, uhamba naye emotweni kufika toll gate, unikeza umuntu toll gate. Imali athi yamfowethu kunjani mfowethu uright shabuke so umuntu nje noma ufika egarage kuhamba sekuhlekwa you know at times too ngithi awukahle kancane man mfana wami lona you know very proud happy person you know and I later realized lo muntu happy kangaka hayi ukuthi she was just living impilo happy. She had a lot of difficulties but she chose a sanity over a number of things. And this is what I love about my mother. She's everything. She is everything. And Bella Futi, you know, again, as a cliche, people say as a cliche, this is the woman who shaped me when I ngibalekela isikole ngize eThekwini ngithi ngifuna ukuba umsakazi abanye beyihlobo bethi hey lengane idla imali yakho you know hlala emafletini and until I bought my first car. You know, athi mangithenga imoto yami yokuqala ngathi ngeke kulunga ukuthi ngibe nemoto engenayo ngamnikeza
that's good.
Yeah, it was a Honda Civic. Wayibiza ngegama lami wayibiza ngozwelethu. You know, so nje nginakho lokho ukuthi I never got to do yonke into engifisa ukuyenza la yena. However, with my son, Africa lokhona manje, I feel I have an opportunity to do it because Africa wacishwa fika nge-death day kama 2 days shy of death day yakhe.
Yeah.
You know, ngathi ayicha lo mntwana lo usimlethe lo wena uNkulunkulu wadi ngisho with difficulties. Yes, with difficulties getting a child because
bawuze kanjani singayizwa mina bencane mhlawumbe into endala
ukuthi
she passed on long ago.
No. Mom passed on about what? Angisazi nani was 5 years. Hayi 4 years.
4 years.
Ngizobheka la efonini khona isikhumbuzo fanele sisenze. Yeah. So nje ngizothi uhambe emhlabeni ngikhululekile ngaphakathi because I saw her suffer.
But was it also not because I'm just asking you this? Ukuthi you also took care of her. Ngiyakhumbula umcleaner ngisazi noma wamaziyo noma yini.
Sisesibhedlela, yes.
What does that do to you when you provide that kind of a service kumuntu wayiphatha? Does it hit you? What does it do exactly?
Full circle. She took care of me. Wanginikeza ihlombe to lie on, brushed my teeth, wangigeza, wangifeeda. I was only privileged to get that opportunity to do it in that manner myself. And also I think it gave me a bit of a closure because I saw her going every single day.
Sure.
And I got to say goodbye every day. And it wasn't easy at all. But again, a support, your immediate support is everything. Everything. You know, when I can't break her down much, and then your partner or your child, you know, just ingane zayifila ke lento ngobomkhulu. When you have the worst day ever.
Yeah, they do.
And then ingane vele iqhamuke nje ikutshela ukuthi kuthanda kanani or vele ikhage nje ihlale nawe. Kuthi hayibo kwenze njani. That's the work of the big energies. uNkulunkulu is us. Is every living thing is us.
Yeah, sure.
We are connected, you know.
And then after she passed on, obviously the whole family came together and so forth. Then lastly, what would you say? Ukuthi legacy, I know you have mentioned some things. Maybe for the whole family that she left behind.
She was here. She left laughter. She left happiness. Bewumuntu othanda uxolo yabona noma kukhona igwirigwiri. Can't we just get along?
Sure.
Sometimes to her own detriment, where she'll be, kulungile ngcono ngiyithwale mina. You know, she would go over and above eksizeni abantu and to keep a quietness. And I think that has a lot to do with mhlambe impilo bekade iphile semshadweni, and she just wanted to show ingane zakhe ukuthi now these are the colors I'm painting you with as my children. Go and color the world.
I didn't realize I have a lot to talk to you about, Webaf. Ngoba manje usuda sengizobuza into eziwu kuphela.
Yes, sir.
And then you nearly died.
Yes. Shangabaya. Shangabaya.
What happened?
BP lesingayinaki. BP, cholesterol, in short, lifestyle yethu. You know, these for silent killers.
Sure.
BP, diabetes, cholesterol. Cause awuzwa buhlungu. But kuba khona ama signs ngangivukelwa yinyawo. You know. But ingayinaki ngoba lento beyenze kakhulukazi uma ukuthi I'm going to play somewhere. Mhlawumbe sengimi isikhathi eside or whatever. You know. Didn't help the fact ukuthi the fizzy drinks are also there. Alcohol is there. Ngalali lifestyle. I didn't gym. So with into efana njengale where you're not taking care of yourself, kamnandi ngikhuluma nomuntu ovuka ekseni njalo usha ulwandle lapha. You know, this is something we need to do on a regular, because manje one of the leading killers akhona kubantu besilisa are vascular diseases, where uthola abantu nxa uthi awube mncane wenze njani is stroke, how ushawe heart attack. How did that happen? It's the overconsumption of salt, oily food, no exercising, not drinking enough water. As amanzi ngendlela abaleke ngayo, amanzi will cure anything emzimbeni wakho oyizwa ukuthi ayikho right. Uzozwa kubuhlungu iqolo, complain ama kidneys. Just drink a lot of water, izosuka low pain. Even your headaches, if you drink water regularly, they'll hardly touch you. Uyokubona noma uthi uyavuka ekseni uphuze a glass of water, you feel like, whoa, okay. Or uzovula ishower and just utetela amanzi lukewarm, akushaya nje laphezulu, you're getting cleansed body as well, you know. So it's a matter of lifestyle yakho, how you take care of your body, your physical being, your emotional, psychological. Iyona esibulalayo. I do not want to lie to you, and we've overtaken abantu basendiya with our numbers. And I think this one happened mangibheka kahle sharp incline ukuthi abantu abamnyama baqale baphathwe ilezifo, where we started consuming inyama kakhulu. Yabo mufike lo eBrain uthela inyama awuyazi usawoti uthele ubhoza kusawoti.
Baso sebekuthelele bona ngalena vele.
You see what I mean? So it's for us to be careful of lezo zinto. Angisho ukuthi ayingadliwa inyama because asikwenzi ngendawo zokujabula kuphela. Sikwenza nala ekhaya.
Sure.
Veliqulela usawoti.
Kukuloko ke bafo as a good Samaritan came through for you, right? Ngabona nabantu abafana no Lady T.
Yes.
Nabanye sibaziyo becommenta ukuthi a donor came through for you.
Yes.
I'm just asking ukuthi does it occur to your thinking at times ukuthi only if I can meet this person or know this person who made this donation to me?
As to the fact nje ukuthi umention umuntu njengo Lady D, I got interviewed by Lady D.
Ngayizwa lo interview
Showing yakhe.
Yeah.
I understand the magnitude of being interviewed by Lady D. Nabantu azobathola and the fact ukuthi passionate about izinto ezifana nje, that meant everything.
Sure.
People abafana njengo Alex Mthiyane, one of the first people abathe uzasizoxoxa. I mean, that does everything, and every single person from Moses Weplose, Ozowakambo, Mbata, you know, or Mazondi, everyone, who gave me this opportunity, ukuthi ngikhulume nabantu and ngibachazele. In return, some people came through and said, "Hey, would like to assist." Luckily, Leo information ifika nje, there's a cadaver a kidney that had been harvested, and I qualified for it. There were two of us. There was two kidneys. So Mr. Naidu wathole yodwa nami ngathole yodwa. So ngathola right. I confuse a mistaken kidneys. You know, wathola I left.
Yeah.
I didn't get to know the person.
One uyakwazi ukuphilisa.
Njoba nje.
Yeah.
Healthy as ever, as long as we feed njengamanzi. You know. So I didn't get to meet the family or the person who had passed on or a donor.
Oh yeah.
Which in an event of my passing izonikela ngazo zonke izitho zami zomzimba. Similarly nakumina manje, if I didn't get that experience ngaba ngiyona i-organ donor kumanje because that person saved a lot of people's lives. Ngoba phela khumbula amapholobo ukuthi it's 2 kidneys, it's 2 amaphaphu, it's 2 too many things.
Yeah.
There's liver. Ama liver iyodwa.
Angazi mfethu sengayikhohlwa ibiology.
Yeah, khona lokho.
Mangaka ama liver.
Oh, yodwa.
Okay.
I am oshay liver ke. Ngiyabet. But in essence kusho lo muntu wasiza imndeni o7.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Because it's not just the person. You are saving someone's father, someone's mother, a breadwinner here.
Like in your case, for instance,
you know what I mean?
You have about 6 people behind you.
When I went through this, my family went through the most because they were preparing to lose someone.
Sure.
Because dokotela uthi ayavaya because ngavaya kabili empedeni, I'm told.
Sure.
You know.
Yes.
So all those things, they make you reflect when you have an outer body experience. Reflect on impilo oyiphilayo and uzibuza ukuthi usindiselweni wena because people bayahamba every day. So I'm extremely appreciative empilweni yami, but appreciation amfanele ngikhombise ngezenzo zami lezi uNkulunkulu wami aloke ngikhombisa ukuthi nasisabelo sakho, don't go astray lokufuna izinto engayihlanganisi nawe.
Sure.
Gxila la and grow wherever you ukhona.
Hello. I'm tempted to ask you this. I only have 2 things now. This and then missing.
Then we can have wine.
Yeah, but I've noticed now since Walulama.
Yes.
I-waiter yakhe siyafana yabo. Manje yabona ama thina swa wakube mngaka. Ube mngaka. Yabona khona nje la wasugula lapho interview yayisolezwe. Uhlezi uyibhena yapha.
Yeah.
where you said why me? Well, if not me, then ubani,
Exactly,
yabo?
yeah.
Yeah, you look very tiny now. What also very good.
Dialysis, Bafo. We need to give it to abantu abasebenza kwi-dialysis center or someone who have dialysis. That alters your life in ways that you never imagine. Because number one, with medication, leyo nto izoshintsha ama-moods akho in ways that you'll never understand. Fanele uhlale in a chair like this or in a bed for about 4 hours. Where bekufaka la esandleni sami kunento ekuthiwa i-fistula. So you do an operation, kuhlanganisa the main artery with nezinye amanye ama-veins to create i-flow ukuthi kwazi ukuthi igazi lingene la lidlule ngaphakathi kwena ligezeke emshinini. So you watch your blood circulating wona wabona i-filter ye-pool. You know, for 4 hours, 3 times a week.
Sure. Conservative days. No
So that takes your weight, your complexion to another level.
Sure.
Uyashintsha, uyaguga. Ama-moods akho aba kwenye into because alterisha ama-pills. And also now again ngaphakathi when you defeat yourself. Trying to make sense of the situation. But you must always know there is hope, but compliance is everything. Ngoba uchazelwa as well ukuthi ungaweqi ama-fluids adlule entweni engaka within space engaka before ubuye. Because once you do, usuvukela ngako ubuso, yini fluid retention.
Sure. Ngabona ukuthi wadina wayojima, ngibona usujinyiswa no uSam lapha. Was it Semxulu?
uSemxulu, yes.
Usajima nje.
Mfethu. So ngobuvila bami as a human being, I think I prolonged le ndaba yokujima because ngazi ukuthi udokotela specifically said ungaqala unyakaze for certain things. But there was a period where I could do it until ngize ngibe ne-aneurysm. Where my left foot ibuye ivuvukala. So if I walk quite a lot, aneurysm yami ila la kuba khona yini envelope. So it's a clotting ekhona lapha engawadedeli igazi iflow lapha. So the more nginyakazisa kakhulu leyo nto leyo, OPs bangadengilisha bangene within the bloodstream yami, possibly bamba blocker something.
So you can now do more of it.
So but I must do more office swimming, nothing 100%, yeah. So they've advised with anything and everything engifuna ukuyenza with regards to gym, to my delight encane wrong ngaphakathi will have to happen after aneurysm so that there aren't any complications.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mase sivala bafe usungiphi isikhathi ebengasicabanga sibe siningi impela.
Hayi nokukhuleka ba.
In one of your posts ngibona enye into lapha ngabona lento ka Bob Marley yabo.
Yes.
Bembuza ukuthi I reach. Wayesethi kubona kufanele ube nemali engakanani
uzube rich. Yes.
And then wabaphendula kanjalo. So ngibuza wena ke namhlanje. Are you rich?
I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy with love. Kamnandi base Africa Day. You know, being African and having in as much as most things that delete, rediscovering who you are as an African, rediscovering the values of Sakulangao and how proud we are now in saying no ekugcineni ngizokhuluma ulimi lami ngeke ngizwe ngawe, you know, in all the negative forces azayo. And also uyabona ukuthi abantu manje ngisho beyogcaca kuye esigcawini le rally le white wedding, you know, noma yenzakalile kodwa le esesibayeni yenzeka abantu bayithanda. People wear iphandla zabo with pride now and showing off this is who we are. So we are rediscovering who we are and we need to grab that opportunity and run. Ngoba masingakwenzi lokho in the near future with technology ngendlela ehamba ngayo njengamanje, children will forget ukuthi bangobani baphuma kuphi and the future yabo le fanele sibanikeze yona. Ngeke ngibeza abanye abantu maybe we need to do away with lobola yabo before kumoshakale lezo zinto lezo. we need to re-educate and ake siqophe umlando wethu subhale phansi asuqophe singasabi unashamed and also sifunde ukuthi singabi scared. We are a very scared people as South Africans. One thing ngithanda ngama Nigerians, you know, ungambuza uthi how are you? Ngayazi ukuthi I'm fine. I'm on top of the world and the earth on top of that, my brother. How are you? You get what I'm saying? So this man is showing you the magnitude. You know what I mean? Tina, we're always, why are we always apologetic? This is why abantu bedlala ngathi. Nezinye izizwe edlala ngathi. Iqala nasekhaya ke leyo.
Yeah. Okugcina ku Bob Marley mabembuza lapho ukuthi hey manje ufunani wathi I would love to live longer.
Yes, sir. That's where.
What's your biggest wish?
With Bob Marley wanting to live longer, I don't necessarily want to live longer. I want to live for as long as ngidingakala emhlabeni so that I do not overstay my welcome. Once the contribution yami isihambile and I'm hoping ingelozo uthi motion mfana wa oh sangapha, you know, but seriously I just want us to give. John Lennon says this very well. All we are saying is give peace a chance, give love a chance. That's all we need.
Ngiyangimangaza ukuthi ukhuluma ngelove akwazi ukukhuluma ngefoundation yakho.
Foundation
yakho. What kind of love are we talking about?
Love. The love of knowing ukuthi you are a sister, you are a brother, not only to your immediate family, to everyone you meet. There's no way ukuthi ngendlela senza ngayo manje when a woman is getting mugged when we are shooter.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
When someone has raped a child at Toli Bay, you know, when umphakathi uzenzela izinto and obviously ngama terms akhona ku wrong kunjalo to a mob justice. Where does the hate stop? Where does the love begin? The lines are very blurred because nomuntu ofika kuwena ethi uyakuthanda unama ulterior motives akhe nje awaziyo yedwa. Give love a chance in its genuine form and izozireciprocate yona ikunikeze olunye uthando olumultiply. Uthando yaluthola nasesihlahleni bafu. Uhleli nje ngaphansi kwesihlahla because ehleli ngaphansi kwesihlahla kuneze umthunzi iculo inyoni eziculela zona la kumnani ngendlela size sithi ngisho nenyoni mayikudodela sawu inhlanhla yami but ke angikhosho ngoba songiqoyishe lami grand but this nature speaks to you. Taking your shoes off uyifake nje esihlabathini you feel grounded. Because siyahamba siyandiza you just feel so grounded. Keeping inyawo zakho ibheke esihlabathini, your feet, your toes zidlale ngesihlabathi. Do you know? Uyibeke nje eceleni mobile phone yakho because iyasingenisa la kwi matrix yakho. Just appreciate nature. Uzoze uzwe mawulalele uthule ufocusile uzoze uzwe uthi hayibo uyazi on a normal day ngihlezi ngingeza ukuthi kuduma inyoni eziningi kanje la ngoba uvela uzwe yodwa twi kan when you shut your mind and focus, hey, there's so many inyoni eziculayo and you like wow, it even scares you because you are oblivious to what's going on emhlabeni. But when you stop and take a second and live in the moment, as you feel humbled. Take it all in, Mapolop.
Yeah, you're so ngivela nezwi la Lekomotion. Hayi mase ngikubamba ukudlula lo ngabe abuser bafo.
Hayi.
I would have loved us to talk about the foundation ngoba ngayibona imsenze. I think natural wasinikeza neimpahla.
Yes.
Sahamba so inikeza abantwana babe kwakunama floods. In fact, coming from a privileged position that I come in,
yes, sir,
I didn't realize the impact until we got there. yabona loo nto. And yesterday, or day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, I was jogging. And man, I saw a number of young kids. I'm talking kids aiding ana nenganzabo, yabo. Zambi panda da kuma dustbin and before I touch. Inhliziyo yami yababuhlungu man, yabo yababuhlungu kabi kabi, yabo. Yabona ukubona ukuthi ngathi ngayenzela something le ngane, yabo.
Yeah.
Kodwa futhi manje awunani, yabo. Mhlambe futhi it goes back to what you said earlier on ukuthi wena lento ibukela phansi onayo khona lo umuntu oyidinga even more.
That's why ngayibiza nge-fresh start. Wena lezi impahla oyihodile lapha eni, they become a fresh start for someone else. Ukuyibona amapholo manje ubuhlezi nangazi ukuthi ufila like this every day. Ubuhlezi uyincwasman. Uhambela phezulu. Confidence baphezulu mawuzibona ukuthi nginsizwa yakwethu. Nothing can ever touch you.
Yeah.
Just as much as naye umuntu wesimame ethi efake into ngaphakathi kuyena. Ngizokwenza example. Umuntu wesimame, it's the things eyifana njenge lingerie ngaphakathi. Mayazi ukuthi this is making me feel powerful. You sit ngisho ehambe. It's for her to know ukuthi ini lengenza ngibe kanje ngaphakathi. Akudingi ukuthi uzumpopole just nje that confidence hamba ngayo, you can tell okay uze uthi she got it all this morning. No, she still has it on for the whole day.
Hey, what a killer. Hey, what should nami ngasheshe ngayibamba yona.
Yangithola nkulunkulu. It's like that. You build your energy. You build your energy. Often we think ukuthi impilo is difficult, mina ngahluphe. Hey, ayikho impilo elula. Impilo will always bring you challenges. You know, I've done so many sengaba nama-club out 3. I've done businesses amaningi that have failed. But I can tell you right now, ungibuza ukuthi how wealthy am I or am I rich? I'm wealthy because the amount of knowledge I have with all the failed businesses, with adventures, the health scares, and domestic issues, I've learned what to do. I've learned what to avoid. Hence, I think I become wiser every year and decide, not my fight, this is my fight. Worth the fight, worth not my fight.
Bakwethu, bekungcobo omkhulu loyo. Lekomotion. I-legend right usasemncane ukuthi ubizwe nge-legend kodwa kuyiyona. I see so many years still in front of you with the industry there. I got to know him better as well. I thought I knew him, but I realized namhlanje cha angikwazi kahle.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for giving us this knowledge, and I'm hoping that you will write the book. It's part of your legacy.
Yes, it is.
Uyabona nje labantwana engibabona uhlezi nabo lapha esibhedlela ngisakhomodi bekuyisiphi. That yeah, ungayi-undermine le nto ngisanda kubhalwa enye intombazane ku-Facebook.
Yes.
Yathi kumina ngiyazi awungazi, but you came to our school eMzuvela High School uzokhuluma yabo.
Yes.
Into wayisho ngayo la ngiyayisho ukuthi ngangithini. It changed my thinking. Now I'm a better person, ngiyasebenza.
Wow.
Ngavuka ngayithatha yabo.
Wow.
So ke into engiyibona ukuthi everywhere where you go, the things that you do and say ziba isitshalo komunye umuntu yabo. Simenza abe musha lo.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So through the radio, there are so many names that you talked about. Through the foundation, through so many things that you do, including inviting my friends to come over at home.
Yes.
But you are building a soul, and we need to appreciate that. Siyabonga ke bakwethu bekuLekomotion leyo thina ke usiyosibona njalo ngama Sundays from 12 o'clock. Sikhuluma nawe abantu abafana nabo Lekomotion, people who make us to be the type of a city, the nation, the individuals and communities that we are. We celebrate these people, then we respect them quite a lot. Till next time.